Hello and thank you for joining us. Today we're going to take you through the steps necessary to perform player level analytics and then use that information to build your daily fantasy sports lineups. Before we get into that, if you could take literally 2 seconds to give us a quick thumbs up and subscribe, I promise you that you won't regret it. We're going to have lots of good material and content coming your way to help you with your daily fantasy sports and sports betting activities. Okay, here we go. The first thing we're going to do is log into the StatShark application, which can be done from either your mobile device or from a desktop browser. From a mobile device, you'll want to click on the menu icon in the upper left-hand corner and then select Login. From there, you'll see that you have an option to go into either Daily Fantasy Sports or Sportsbook Manager. You'll want to select Daily Fantasy Sports. Logging in through a desktop browser, it's a little more self-evident as the login option is in the upper right-hand corner of the top menu. Once you have logged in, as was true with your mobile device, you will see the options for Daily Fantasy Sports and Sportsbook Manager. You'll also notice an option for Daily Fantasy Sports Expert, which is a desktop, significantly more powerful version of the StatShark application. Again, at this time, you'll want to choose Daily Fantasy Sports. With regards to the Daily Fantasy Sports Expert option, there are a number of other videos that will take you through the process of downloading and installing the application and how to use that application and make the best use of it. Once you've logged in and entered into the Daily Fantasy Sports component of the StatShark applications, the mobile version and the larger browser version that would be used on a desktop computer are very similar. So in this instance, we will take you through the mobile screens. As can be seen across the top of this first screen, there is a 4-step process to take you through to the point where you will then create your lineups. First, we will be selecting the clearinghouse, which in this case we support both FanDuel and DraftKings. And then we will be selecting the sport that we would like to build lineups for. Currently, we support professional basketball, football, and baseball. Once you've chosen the sport for which you would like to create lineups, you then need to pick the slate for which you would like to create lineups. At this time, we support classic game styles only. We are now at the point where you get to choose which players you would like to have in each position for your lineups. This process is significantly more complex, so let's get into that now. So the first thing you'll notice is that the default sorting is by salary, and you can tell by looking at the bolded numbers for each player. We can also sort by projected points, and now you see projected points being bolded, and you can sort by rank as well. In this case, both rank and projected points are proprietary measures developed specifically by StatShark. So we're going to look at projected points while examining our players, and what I like about working with projected points is that you can very quickly see what the projected number of points a player should achieve on a per dollar basis. Right now I'm just going to pick a few key players for the point guard position based on the number of points they're expected to make for the evening compared to their salary. For any given position, you can select up to 7 players and you can perform a head-to-head comparison of performance. Right now we're looking at box plots. Box plots are a very good mechanism by which to compare the median performance of each player as well as the volatility in each player's performance over time. The box plots that we're looking at this moment are for daily fantasy points. As you can see, Curry has the highest median performance and also a relatively small variability in his performance on a game-by-game basis. We have a number of metrics for each sport, and as can be seen, at the moment we're looking at points per salary, we have points per touch and points per minute for daily fantasy sports basketball. By looking at stacked histograms, we can see not only which player has the highest level of expected performance, but we can also see which skills in particular make up that player's performance. As can be seen here, the majority of Stephen Curry's performance comes from his ability to score field goals. If we now go and look at stacked histogram percentage charts, we'll see how each player's total score is made up by each individual skill as a percentage. As can be seen here, while Jordan Poole has the lowest median total DFS points, the majority of the DFS points which he does achieve comes from field goals. And as a percentage of his total score, he actually makes more field goals than Stephen Curry. Comparatively, we can also see that Morant's strongest skill set would be assists next to his ability to score field goals. Another feature of our analytical capabilities is the summary page. And the summary page is not specific to any given position, but will be true for all players that you select. As can be seen, we provide you insight into the average salary of the players you have chosen thus far, the average projected points, as well as the average rank across the individuals you have chosen. We will come back and look at this summary page once we have chosen the remainder of our players. Now that we've completed our selection process for point guards, we're going to take a look at shooting guards. Again, pretty much the same process. We're looking to select players who have the highest projected DFS points compared to their salary. While choosing players who have a high salary is fine, you also want to ensure that you would offset those high-cost players with some low-cost players so that we're able to get them into a number of potential lineup combinations. We will go through this process for each position, making sure that we do not pick any players that are marked as out. Going back and looking at the summary page now, we can see that the average salary across all selected players is $6,900. We have an average projected points of 62.53, and we have an average rank of 73, which is fantastic considering that we have selected such a large number of players. When building a lineup, the average salary per player cannot be any more than $6,666. That being said, you can have an average salary shown on this screen upwards of $7,200 to $7,500 and still get very good lineups, because you will have individuals chosen below the salary limit as well as individuals chosen above the salary limit, and given the number of players that meet those criteria, you will still be able to generate a significant number of lineups. We will now hit the Done button and allow the StatShark optimization engine to run through millions of permutations and combinations to bring back to you the best possible lineups based upon the players you have chosen. Once the optimization has completed, you are presented with your lineup screen. As can be seen here, we provide 150 lineups which you can edit in order to remove lineups that don't meet your criteria. You may also want to use edit if you find that one or two players appear in too many of your lineups. Another means by which to ensure you have a degree of diversity that you like would be to take this group of lineups, and then if there's an individual that you want to see less in other lineups, would be to then create a new set of lineups which would exclude that specific player. As can also be seen at the top of this screen, we have two methods by which to allow you to get your lineups to your clearinghouse. If working on Android or a simple desktop browser, you'll need to go through the download process, in which we provide you a CSV file that can then be uploaded to your clearinghouse in a simplified manner. Additionally, if you are using an iOS device, an Apple device, or our desktop version of the application, you can directly upload to the clearinghouse. That ability will be available for Android devices in the near future. That's it for now. Please be sure to watch the video taking you through the process for downloading and uploading your lineups. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us, and if you could give us a quick thumbs up and subscribe, we truly appreciate it. Have a great day.